Alrighty, brothers and sisters, if you're still here today in the market, in this boring market, you're gonna make it, you're gonna make millions. And today we're gonna talk about that. Most importantly, we're gonna talk about why the market is heading upward finally. Now we've got the FOMC meeting coming tomorrow, which is very important. And as if it's not enough, we've got the Ethereum Pectra upgrade coming in as well to launch tomorrow on May 7th if they don't delay it. And you all know how Ethereum looks like right now. So can this be the catalyst that will get this thing finally start to move up and send these altcoins and meme coins to pump? So as you all know here, guys, not much people are left in the space. Now, even though most of you here are still watching my videos, and thank you so much for staying here, but most importantly, you guys are gonna make it. Right? It's not a gimmick, it's not a joke, it's not something that people say just to make you feel good, because this is basically how we all do it. It's just by staying here, by buying the dips, and most importantly, not any dips, but those dips that actually matter. And by that I mean those dips that only happened once in a lifetime. So those dips are where you see your Ethereum around these prices and what it is at today, as well as back in the days with the 2020 or before the 2020 bull market. This is pretty much the COVID crash, and even before that it was still pretty much the dip of a lifetime. So those things do actually happen, and if you stick around, just last year we made 50, 40, 100 X's on these meme coins just by staying here. And this is the Pepe's chart, and I do remember very well how it felt back in the days here when we had this time here. It was very boring. Pepe videos were not getting views anymore, not like when Pepe just got listed on Binance. People were not here. So this time back here as well, Bitcoin was not really doing well. The sentiment was pretty much as of today 50 neutral or barely bullish. And regardless, this was best time to be buying. Or the people that stuck around here, I remember on my Discord as well, people that stuck around here, I do remember exactly this pump here when it started. And a lot of people made a lot of money here. And for context, this is a 40x or 50x so far. And if you actually bought just here around a $10,000, this would be close to $500,000, or $20,000, this will be as well close to $1 million. So you see, the picture is that whenever you stick around, it's not actually a gimmick when people say you're gonna make it, because the market, whenever the markets are boring, it's hard to stick around. I feel that as well. I feel that it's hard to stick around. I gotta push myself to stay here. I gotta convince myself to get that coffee in and look at these charts non-stop and wait and be patient, and things will play out. Basically, now today we've got those type of conditions again. Ethereum at its lowest, big influencers are bearish on it. We are very close to the rate cuts. Now, regardless if the FOMC meeting is going to be a rate cut event or will they cut the rate or not, it is getting closer and closer to it. They cannot just keep those rates high for that long. It is going to happen at some point. So whether it happens tomorrow or not, and I'm going to explain as well what could happen tomorrow in the local, for those that like to watch the 1-minute charts. But what I want to say here is, regardless, those rates are coming, and once they're gonna come, money is gonna be cheap, and people are gonna want to buy stuff. And when this happens, usually we have those bullish reversal. I do have a chart for it. So when you see this here, whenever the rates drop, we have a bull market. And recently we have them flat, so they've also been going up. That's why there is so much talk about the FOMC, the rate cuts and stuff like that, is that when this actually drops, when it starts trending lower, so basically whenever they cut it, it just goes by like that, depending how much they cut. But sometimes, like here, they did cut to zero quickly, right, in one go. So this was the lockdown time. In one go, zero, this thing went to the moon. Now it does take some time. This also coincides pretty much with the global liquidity. As you can see, when they cut, global liquidity goes up, it starts to moon, and things take some time to happen. It's very boring, but usually it's the best time to be here. Now, it's the same thing happening here. We're seeing is the global liquidity is as well peaking up is going, right? It's moving. Now, because the global liquidity is a global thing, it's not only the USA and the Feds that are implicated here, but this is a global liquidity thing. It's like other banks are as well cutting rates and increasing and stimulating their economy, adding more money, and that's why the global liquidity is going up. And usually it doesn't take long before the USA does the same here with the FOMC. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen tomorrow for the local or for the short term here. What usually happens, it's mostly concerned those that trade leverage, because what usually happens is some sort of magic tricks that the market makers love to do, because the market reacts very fast and does like some crazy candles where it just like goes up and down in one candle and then continues whatever it was doing. So that's why it's important to just look at what Bitcoin is doing now. So what Bitcoin is doing now is much more interesting, is that right after we broke out here and we had this rally, we're seeing now Bitcoin holding strong, right? Holding around these levels while the FOMC is coming. So if there was any fear that was going to cause this to go down, it would have happened already. Like, we can also look at this as a head and shoulders play and something like that, and does this and then break out from here. It could also just go back and retest this level here around 88. It could just do that, but if that's gonna happen, it might take some time for this to happen. Then we go up, but that's pretty much what we could see play out tomorrow here. And we don't concern ourselves with this. As I said, in the short term there gonna be some volatility, but that's not gonna cause any crashes or anything like that, like what the influencers make it seem to be. Oh my god, the FOMC meeting is coming, large crazy volatility is coming, but usually does not cause any major volatility. It just causes some sort of a 30-minute candle to be looking weird and all, but it does not affect the trend itself. So the trend itself so far, it is confirming that Bitcoin has actually reclaimed these level here. So that's what we concern ourselves with here, is we look at this level, that's what we concern ourselves with. So we are above this kind of region here, so we're bouncing off it, wherever you want to put it. When we look at this way, we had the double top here, it's a whole deviation, then another double bottom, a whole deviation, and we're back here. So that's what I concern myself with. I see that we are back and strong here with Bitcoin. So most importantly, what I said here, if we care about altcoins and we care about our meme coins, we care about Ethereum to pump. So Ethereum is as well at its lowest moment ever in this market. This is pretty much the level where it was at back in September 2023, which, by the way, this was the best time to be buying. Let's just look at where Pepe was back in the day. This is actually, funny enough, this is the double bottom on Pepe. This was September 2023. Kid you not, this was the best time to be buying Pepe back in the days here. Now, regardless, Pepe is a larger market cap now here, but here was just right below 200 million or around $200 million market cap. So that was a big catch here. But you can see how this is crazy. Actually, this part here is where Pepe was at its lowest point, and kid you not, we are back at it here. So I don't know what to say, but this is looking very bullish to me. This is as bottomed as it can get with this type of sentiment we got, and people are bored and people are screaming no all season and all that. This is pretty much it. Now, if you were not here back in the days, this is how it exactly felt back in the days here. We did not know this will happen. So if I hide this, look how bearish this chart looked. So imagine you're just looking at this, and you might look at it like Ethereum just took out this high. It's not looking good, bruv, right? It looks like it just took out this high, is going down. Nothing is gonna happen, right? You see this? It's bearish, and then you look at Pepe here, this double bottom, like you see Pepe going like this. That's what you see. So when you see this as well, you're thinking it's over, right? That's what you're thinking. You think it's over, this thing is never gonna happen. You look at ETH as well here, and it does not help. You see that this chart is not looking good, bruv. And little do you know, you get this massive pump, and then little do you know, you get this pump later on. Look at this craziness here. So are we going to see those type of plays again happen in this market? So we are going to see them as soon as Ethereum starts to rally. This is very important. And Ethereum rallies when the Fed cuts rates and when the global liquidity starts to pump. So the global liquidity is moving up. So that's one major signal here for why I'm bullish and why I'm happy that I stayed around. And you should be happy that you stayed around here, because these are the levels literally that we grabbed. Those coins that you see in the billions today, we grabbed them cheap. So that's one thing to be looking at here. And remember, whenever we see those FOMCs and we see the market is looking bearish and all that, and people are screaming to run for the hills, that's what we look at. Now, one thing I want to look at as well here on the local time frame on Ethereum is this candle here, this red candle here. This is March monthly candle, and as you can see, we've had so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red months. So we're still just beginning May. I do think this is gonna be green, but if we count now, this is our 3-month red candles. Like, we never seen this. Even in the bear market, we had only 3 here, and 2 followed by 2, and then 3 followed by 1. We never had this. Now, this is one more thing that tells me bottom, bottom, bottom. This is screaming bottom to me. And let me put this line in, let's say, green. And we go to the hourly or the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour chart, remember this green line is the March low, and we reclaimed it here. We reclaimed it. So this means like we reclaimed all that weakness from April. We gained strength, and we're holding above it. So usually this signals a move up towards, again, retesting $2,000 for Ethereum. So that's gonna be a real level we want to look at, and the next one would be around 2,800. Now this is the one that once we break that, this is happy days. Bull market is back. This is the type of level we want to see get reclaimed. But overall, as you can see with this scenario here and with this comparison, now this here was very bearish. If you did not live this part here, I just told you a story about how it felt. It was the same, very boring, nothing was happening, and you got barely any movement happening. And then suddenly it starts to move, right? Suddenly it starts to move, and then everything got green again. So pretty much the same thing could happen again, especially this we're at the lows here. So congratulations if you stayed this long. And remember, tomorrow we got the FOMC meeting, and as I said, there is no real major concern with this. We always get the same thing, big hype around it, a lot of content to be made around it, a lot of fear mongering and all that, and panicking and all that. But usually it always ends up the same. It's just a trend continuation. And the second thing we've got is the Ethereum Vector upgrade. This is something I'm more interested into, to see how the market reacts to it, because usually we have pumps leading towards it, but now we don't have it, which is a good thing. We don't want any buy the rumor, sell the news type of event to happen. We in fact had the sell the rumors. So that could be pretty much what could cause a reversal here for Ethereum. So we keep an eye on that. And stay strong, hold strong, and thank you so much for watching today's video to the end, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.